call that radio. You call that radio TV. No. You call that radio TV.
This is You Call That Radio.
This is You Call That Radio TV, and we are live for a very special. Look at that! It says You Call That Radio Promotions, but it's not. You Call That Radio Promotions not today. It's a takeover. It is a takeover by the 23 universe, 23 promotions, and we've got the legendary David Blair, who you may know from Colin Muslim Dijon 5, the Barrowlands. We've got the Laurettes, we've got Cutchy Cash, an absolutely amazing show lined up today. This is the link to share for anyone who wants to share it. Welcome. What a day it's been already. This is another picture from Martin Windybank. I'm not actually in the snow, but I'm wearing the hat because it's freezing. We had on the show earlier on today the legendary Gail Porter. If you missed that, then please go and check that out after this episode because she was amazing. Definitely worth checking out. And last night we had Melissa Kelly, we had Melissa Vita, two amazing shows as well that you should check out. And tomorrow we have Stevie Creed, the Brooklyn Scotsman, which is an amazing film documentary you should check out if you've not seen it already. And we're going to go live to our first special guest. We've got a few on the show tonight. And it is the one and only David Blair. How are you doing, mate?
All right, mate. How you doing? Thanks for having us on.
Mate, it's an absolute honour. I was I've been looking at the work that Room 2 has been putting on to have their immersive live stream. I know that Susie McCabe's been doing some amazing comedy gigs.
She has, yeah.
Using the space.
Yeah.
And, she's an amazing comedian and she's such a grafter as well. She always finds a way to make the comedy happen. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to go down as a live event. And also, what an amazing lineup. We'll bring the flyer up just now. We've got, it's going to be Cutchy Cash, the Laurettes, and John Rush. And it's going to take place on Friday, the 26th of February. So, yeah, man, tell us about it. How's this came about?
Well, it's came about, I'd put on with my 23 promotions partner, Andy Anderson. We had done 3 sellouts in Room 2, just pre-pandemic, going back to November 2019. So the first one was for John Rush, repping the John Rush t-shirt, saying he's here to cover an emergency shift tonight and can't make it. Might be watching from Citizen M. Hello, John. So John's debut album came out the tail end of 2019, and that was the first sellout gig we done. Andy was producing Connor Fife, the teenage sensation from Bells Hill, the youngest act at 14 ever to sell out King Tut's. He was producing his debut album, and we organised his debut album launch. That was Room 2 in the end of February. And then the last gig that we promoted was Friday the 13th of March, of all dates. And that was with the Rain Experiment and our band I manage. Great young band from Kilmarnock called The Notions, The Lightning Trip and Modern Soul. So built up a good relationship with Dario Bernardi, who owns Room 2, and Graham McCausland, the promoter in there. And we went into lockdown 1, lockdown 2. Dario came up with this idea to basically get in the technology to turn the space into his immersive television studio, and was invited in to have a look at it when it was legal to do so. And as soon as I seen it, I thought to myself, well, this is something that needs to be used by as many people as possible, just to try and get comedians as well and musicians back to doing what they love, which is playing live, and hopefully starting to light a fire under the whole sort of ecosystem of everybody that's in it, just to try and make some money to earn what they do for doing what they do.
Absolutely, man. I think that it's difficult for musicians, obviously, to interact with their audience. Even harder for comedians, though, I would say. So that's why it's been great to watch Susie doing this, because a lot of comedy is about heckles and how you deal with audience members and talking to people in the front row and stuff like that. It's a big part of it. Music is all about people, the buzz you get from seeing other people smiling and enjoying and clapping along. And it's something that we were looking at doing as well. For a Capture Works show, but obviously the way that Capture Works is set up, it's like the people would be behind you, which means it's not really interactive. It would be a bit more like, the way that wrestling, I don't know if you've watched wrestling recently, but for Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, they've got like 5,000 people all just sort of in the background, and it's definitely sci-fi, but it's so exciting that sci-fi is coming to the Scottish underground music scene, and I'm really buzzing to see what that looks like.
Yeah, likewise. I was on, shout out to Stuart Gentleman from Seabass Kid. I was on his Whistling in the Dark podcast last night, and he said he brought up the picture of the stage with the big semicircle LED wall in front of you. So to explain it for those who don't know, we've got a promo video as well, which was done by David Talbot Visuals, which is a perfect demonstration of it in action. And you've got a big semicircle LED. Oh, there we go. So you've got 100 maximum. So the top interactive tickets are capped at 100, and that's 100 squares there that you're seeing of people at home via Zoom. And good there that you were chatting, you were mentioning how comedy is all about the heckling as well, because I bought an interactive ticket for Susie's first night of our 6-week Saturday night run for our comedy cellar, and I was on it on Saturday, and I was at home, obviously, sitting here where I am now. I turned my heating up because it was minus outside, and I had a jumper on. I was starting to get warm, so I took my jumper off. I didn't go taps off. I had a vest on, but I was sitting there with my vest, and the second comedian that was on, what's her name again? Jay Lafferty. She's obviously scanning. She was one of those comedians that will see something and from someone in the audience and then just start absolutely roasting them. And she was scanning through, so she's I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, because now I'm actually seeing how many people have the shittest wallpaper imaginable, like slagging people's living rooms or wherever they were. And then she panned across the wall and she seen me and she's like, "Here, check out this David Blair character up there sitting there with his wife beater on." And I don't see any wife. Where is she? She buried at the back garden. and that was just weird. But still, though,
It's
I mean,
that's was it No Edmonds going live to your room now?
Aye.
No Edmonds House Party used to do it to great effect. So it's kind of like that. You've got a comedian in your room bamming you up. And that's good. That's good to see that. It's good that people are getting bammed up again, because we've not had enough of that. Now, I think we're going to...
This is true.
We're going to get our next guest on just now. It's the amazing Cutchy Cash. Do you want to give him a wee introduction to what a success he's had over lockdown as well, man? A viral sensation, and just people are loving what he's doing.
Aye, he's been knocking out the viral videos. He did a cover version of Caledonia from his balcony, which I think was back during lockdown 1, and it's ridiculous. It's had thousands and thousands of shares and 25,000 plus views and stuff like that as well. And he's been doing really well. So I've had so many people in mind to kick it off. We do actually think, and unless anybody can tell us otherwise, that Susie piloted it successfully with her comedy on Boxing Night and then Hogmanay. She started our 6-week run now. The one we are doing in the 26, using this technology, might possibly be the first of its kind in the UK. So that's quite a big thing. And when I was thinking about curating who for the lineup, I wanted to keep it simple for the sound engineer guys as well. So that's why we've went for 2 solo acts. and Lauren and Lynette from the Laurettes as a duet, just to keep things nice and easy for them to pick the first one off with as little complications as possible. So Cutchy's, I've heard some of the new music he's working on with Andy Anderson as well. He's producing his second album, and I check him out on Spotify, see what he's got on there. He did really well with his Christmas single, Different Kind of Christmas. Got some good BBC plays with that, and I think on day one or day two, it was sitting at about 50 or something in the international iTunes. So he done really well with that as well. So I looking forward to hearing these new music that's coming out and the second album.
Let's go live now to Cutchy Cash. Can you hear us okay, man?
I can hear you, mate. Bit jumpy, but we're
good.
All good.
It's all good. We're talking about technical complications. There might be a little bit of complications here, but it's good to see you, man. And first up, much respect for keeping music live over this really difficult time for musicians. It's been great to watch you going from strength to strength and just still connecting with your audience online.
It's had to be done. There's nothing else for it for me. Love music, love smiling and being happy, and music does that for me, and I know it does it for other people as well. So it was a case of go live as much as possible, do the old lockdown live as I was calling it, get as many people involved as possible, put and smile in people's faces, get a wee bit of banter, a wee sing-song, and it worked. It helped a lot of people. I get messages all the time from lovely people saying, you helped me through lockdown and everything else, but being honest, they helped me through lockdown, so the feeling's mutual for these lovely people.
Absolutely, man. And I noticed that you uploaded a video that your pal Gmo did for us at CaptureWorks, and you uploaded that to your page as well. Right. Shouts to Gmo, Coat Bridge. What can we say about Gmo?
Gmo's, what a guy, man. I met Gmo for the first time probably about 2.5 years ago. He knew I was a musician. I knew he was a musician. We just bonded like that straight away. I wish Scottish rap was more popular because he would be up there with, he'd be like your Eminem for Coatbrig. He's that good. He's a lyrical genius, a boy, and a great guy to boot as well. So anything I can do to help that guy out, whether it's sharing it on my page or whatever, anything I can do to help him out is an absolute pleasure to me because he is a total gentleman.
He's absolutely brilliant, man, and I'll put the link in the comments for people who maybe don't know much about Gmo and would like to check him out. And nice it's you know, he's got the cheekiness of an Eminem, but he's also the same musically. It reminds me a little bit. The new album reminds me of kind of Mac Miller. It's just it's slow paced, very deliberate lyrics. There's so much melody and so much feeling and emotion behind everything he's saying. So check out Gmo. I'll put the link in the comments, guys. And we're going to bring on our next guest as well. I think we can go live if they've finished their dinner. It's the Laurettes.
We're finished. So good.
Time to perfection. Time to perfection. Good to see you guys. We're just looking at the look at this.
Oh, it's so cool.
Listen for it.
We can't wait. It's just I bought a ticket the other night and I watched Susie's Comedy Cellar just to see what it was all about. And I just couldn't stop thinking about what it'll be like when it's the two of us there and you can see everybody on the screens. We're just so excited to have a live gig.
The whole buzz of it that we missed, and it'll be
interaction with the crowd. Yeah, so we're really excited. And
Lynette, you heard my roasting from Jay, didn't you?
Oh, I absolutely heard it. I was howling. I think he was like, "You've done." Just a great opportunity. Basically all the comedians doing this over the next 6 weeks and us involved. So yeah, we're really
as well.
Exactly.
Like we normally would at gigs.
I know.
You guys have also kept really busy during lockdown. You have still been interacting with your fans. You did the Burns bingo and stuff like that. So you've been keeping it going. And I mean, how difficult has it been, and how good has it been to seeing the way the audience have been responding to you? Because you've done amazing considering how difficult it's been.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's obviously been a lot different to what, because we're usually gigging every weekend, so we've kept.
I think that was the kind of, when we went into lockdown the first time, A, we wanted to do something to help people, and B, we needed sanity to gig. So we started it off literally
otherwise.
Just with one Saturday night. We went, let's get a couple of people together and we'll go live. And we started our local Inverclyde Lockdown Live page, and we've got there's 6,000 members in it now. And we gigged every Saturday night, and it became basically like our town's party on a Saturday. We would do quizzes.
So it wasn't just us, we had like all the local musicians to give them something to do as well, so everybody jumped on it, and
it
brought music back to Inverclyde.
And I think we had a lot of crazy disco drunken kitchen parties. I certainly did, so it was good, and it was just brilliant to keep us gigging and keep everybody connected. And just like Cutchy was saying, so many lovely messages from people in the community.
They've been unbelievable. Everybody's so nice,
and everybody clubbed together for the first few months. We always put up a donation link, and we raised in excess of £10,000 for going towards things for the local hospital and different charities that were running to help towards the pandemic as well. So that was really rewarding, being able to do that through live music. It was great.
Absolutely amazing. Well done for that.
Thank you.
We've got who we got tuned in. We've got Paul says hello again, folks. We've got Elaine saying, hey girls.
Hey Mum.
Mum, that curry was delicious.
It was amazing.
Evening all, tuning in late was lost in a Black Crows album. Well, welcome aboard. We've got Lou is tuned in. We've got Soapy tuned in.
Hello. Hey, Soapy.
Oi, who was joined us earlier on for the Gail Porter interview, which I think people should check out if you haven't already. Absolutely amazing to speak to Gail. And we've got Alan, we've got Petra in the house tonight as well.
Petra.
And I would say if someone's tuned in on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter, then please get the bus to YouTube. Get the bus to YouTube, we call it, because it's a better quality and sound, and it's good to have everyone in the same chat room. So I'll put the link to YouTube there if you want to check it out. What we're going to do just now is watch a little video of what we can expect from this venue. So this is an interactive, immersive, 23 Universive and immersive thing coming up. And let's just watch the video, and then we'll talk about what people can expect and how people can get involved, more importantly, because we need everyone to support this groundbreaking technology. Everyone's put a lot of work and effort into it. So please support this and have a little look at this and what to expect. Amazing stuff. It's exciting. I'm excited.
So professional looking. Like, obviously it is professional, but even just everything they've done with motion and all that's awesome. It's incredible.
Shout out to David Talbot for the visuals there.
Yeah, amazing stuff for David and obviously Dario of Room 2, La Cheetah Club, all sorts of good stuff that we're all missing. We're all missing these places. I love Maxis. I love just so many of these places that we just don't have anymore. So yeah, I'm buzzing for it. How can people get tickets? I've just put a link in the comments to the event page, David, but I think you sent me the ticket link as well.
Yeah.
So just tell me, David, I'll put the link in the comments and tell me why people should support this.
It's bringing live music back, virtually for now, but it is interactive. So it is another way for you to be a part of an audience. You can see them, they can see you. You can hoop and a holler at the end of the song, give them some live feedback and some moral support. We've actually sold over half of the interactive tickets the LED wall. So they're the £10 tickets. The other two ticket options are £8, which is just the one-way stream. And then there's now no excuse not to buy a ticket if you're working, because there's an at your leisure ticket, which means you can view the gig within 5 days of the performance going live. So we've obviously been banging our drums for a long time, trying to think of ways that we can help and support. Mark, you've done an amazing job. How many have you done now? Hundreds and hundreds?
200, we don't know. We've lost count. About 220 at least. Maybe 240 shows. I don't know. 200, over 200, 210, 220 at least.
Amazing.
Absolutely superb.
And it's good to just do something, because obviously, like the Laurettes and Cutchy were saying, I need to be doing stuff, man. I'm not used to being in the house for longer than a few hours. You know what I mean? I like to go to gigs, whether I'm performing or just checking out bands. It's a big part of my life, and just like bumping into people and just talking to people. Yeah. So, just to echo what Cutchy was saying, it's good for me to do this as it is for people that are enjoying the shows. So yeah, man, this is a thing that, and it's also quite important that you've already sold over half tickets, which is amazing. Well done in doing that, guys. And that suggests to me that people need to get on this quick, because this will sell out. There is only limited spaces. This isn't like a typical...
Mark, it's only limited for the LED wall. They're capped at 100, but once they've sold out, so I think Susie had sold out her LED wall, so 100 of them had went on Saturday, and once they're gone, then that option is no longer available on the ticket link, but you can still buy the one-way stream tickets. So you can still, they're uncapped, so you can sell 1,000 of them all around the world, or at your leisure tickets or whatever. But if you want to get quick and get in there and experience it from an interactive level, then you need to get one of the interactive tickets, and they're capped at 100.
Amazing. And it's the fact that it's sold out for half of it, half the LED ones are sold out. Shout out to Susie McCabe one more time as well, because as a comedian, she's incredible, and she always finds a way to do comedy somehow. And I went and actually seen her at a curry house in Denniston during the tier, whatever it was, tier 2. Less tiers than this one anyway.
Back tier 2. No.
Back to tier 2 for good old days, eh?
Jeez, oh man.
A curry. Curry. And she did an amazing thing outdoors in the beer garden area, and it was very safely done and very funny. And when Dito says, Room 2 is a great venue, last 2 gigs were there, Dead Man Fall and 23 Universe Night, the last week before lockdown. Sad to think, almost a year now. I know. It's over a year since Colin Mustard played, where was that again?
The old fruit market for Celtic Connections.
We were there. That's the first time we ever met David. Randomly.
The two of us were there separately now, and it was the best night ever.
It was amazing.
They were there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Amazing.
I was there. I did my verse.
My verse. Shout out you, Empress and Bose.
I think it was Empress and Bose. Yeah. Amazing. What a night. And we had no idea. We had no idea back then. We had no idea. We're all just saying, I've got a good feeling about this year. This is going to be my year.
Try again.
In a funny way, it kind of was the Laurettes year, and it was Cutchy Cash's year, because you have done amazing, and also David Blair as well. You've done amazing. You were doing the lockdown podcast yourself at the start.
I was, yes. I was doing the 23 podcast show. Yourself and a few other people doing podcasts had inspired me. So thanks for that. Like yourself, Mark, I've got to do something to stay busy and stay creative and still do something that's involved with our local sort of activist and creative and music community. And when I was furloughed, when I was still employed by Margaret McIver Limited, trading as the Barrowland Ballroom in Barras Market, I put my time and efforts into the 23 podcast show. Sadly, as the situation got worse and the gigs in the the Barrowland started to get postponed into this year, the business had to make a decision to let me go. So I lost my job there and finished at the beginning of July, and then I didn't have the time. I had to find another job, obviously. So I had to take time away and put the 23 podcast show onto hiatus. And after a few months unemployed, I got a job as a support worker, and that's what I've been doing since then. So that's been keeping me busy since November.
You've just got a ticket sale there. We can confirm it was Alan Morrison will be there. And that's a good sign, because when Alan's watching, it's usually the sign of a good show. He's a good luck charm for live stream shows. So good on you, Alan. Let's talk.
Thank you, Alan.
Cutchy, how are you deciding your set for because obviously you're doing the kind of live stream thing, which it looks like you're just kind of going with the flow. Will you be going with the flow on this night, or do you have a set list in mind?
I've got a bit of a set list in mind already. Obviously, doing the old live in the living room, it's just purely acoustic, but I've got a wee stomp box and stuff like that when I do actual gigs, so it's going to be good to get back using that again. That brings so much more energy and everything else to all the tunes that I play. So the majority is going to be my first album. Maybe fling in a couple of the new ones as well, preview them a wee bit before the second album comes out, hopefully this year, COVID permitting, and then see what time we've got left, maybe do a couple of wee covers. I want to try and do everything upbeat. The thing is, you want it to be upbeat, you want people to have a good time, sing and dance along, so we'll see how it goes. I've got a wee idea in my head, but that'll change a million times before the night, that's guaranteed.
And what about writing? From the writing point of view, have you found lockdown in general to be beneficial for writing new material?
To be honest with you, to start with, no, it was a nightmare. I couldn't write anything down. I just had the old writer's block, as they call it, struggling to write in, and I thought, I'm done here. I've done my first album, that's it, move on. But slowly, I kept plugging away at it. As all musicians know, you keep plugging away at it, something will come along. And I got the first one down, and I thought, that's a good tune. Went in and recorded it when we were allowed to go in and do that. That's going to be coming hopefully the 5th of March, on pre-sale very soon. That's called Only by the Night. Really, really excited about it. Produced by Andy Anderson, as Dave was talking about there. Great guy, absolute genius with what he does. So that's coming soon.
Andy Anderson is an absolute legend. Shout outs to Andy Anderson all day.
I hope to get 10 songs, but
well, Andy.
Oh, what a guy, man. What a guy.
What about you guys? The Laurettes, have you been able to write okay? You've definitely been performing and getting the buzz going with an online audience, but what about new material? Was it a struggle, or have you been finding having more time has been helpful?
We've started writing some stuff over the past wee while. That sometimes can be our problem, because we take on so many gigs that we're so busy gigging that you don't get the time to sit and write, basically. But we've
even rehearsing when we were gigging like years ago, the live gigs were our rehearsals. We never gave it any time, but because we've had the time the past while, we've been writing a lot, and tonight we've got a good few
so we're going
things up our sleeve for
our kind of mixture in the live set. Will be a few originals, and then a wee mixture. We do a lot of kind of traditional and Scottish stuff, but with our own slant on it, basically. So with a bit of a mixture of that, and like Cutchy said, all upbeat, getting everybody dancing, all the ones that kind of, because it's an interactive gig, ones that we can kind of get people interacting a little bit with us and singing along at home as well. So and dropping a few new tunes that nobody's heard before. So we're quite excited about that too.
Yes.
And you'll be able to keep an eye on the audience to make sure that they are nodding their heads.
Yes,
well, hold you, the wife beater on your feet.
Get on your feet.
Could we hear a flavour from the Laurettes? Could we hear a flavour of what people can expect?
Yeah,
I certainly
absolutely.
can. What are you laughing at?
It's a delay. It's a delay.
I'm just laughing because Cutchy did a big laugh there, like 2 minutes late.
I think he was laughing at Shugle in the shoulders, I think.
Right, yeah, we'll give a wee Scottish number that we played.
And I go get my guitar with it.
Lauren's getting a guitar. So we rehearsed and learned our own version of this sea shanty called Leave Her Johnny when we were involved with the Calmac Care for a Ceilidh gig, and we were playing alongside people from Skerryvore, Tidelines, Manran. So that was a brilliant gig for us to get involved in. Again, it was pre-recorded in COVID times, but felt like an actual gig. So this is Leave Her Johnny by the Laurettes.
We say that the world's gone mad for these sea shanties, but we done it first.
We did it first.
Ahead of the curve.
Yep. No. Yeah. Go.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow you will get your pay. It's time for us to leave her. And leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her. Oh, the wind was foul and the sea ran high. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. She shipped it green, but none went by. It's time for us to leave her. And leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her. I hate to sail on this rotten tub. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. No grog around on a rotten grub. It's time for us to leave her. And leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her. And leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. It's time for us to leave her.
You call that radio?
Here to tell people that we hear you. One God will not allow.
You call that radio?
However you want to say it.
You call that radio?
You call that radio?
However you want to say it, that's kind of part of the fun.
Powered by our patrons.
Brothers and sisters.
Amazing stuff from the Laurettes. We're hopefully going to get another song from the Laurettes, and I think we've got Cutchy Cash warming up here just now. If you're watching this on Facebook, then you need to get the bus to YouTube to watch the rest of the show. That's the link to click to see everything else. It's a higher quality video and sound, so please click that link. We're about to say bye to Facebook, and we're about to say bye to bye Facebook. Get us on YouTube to watch the rest of the show. Bye Twitter, and bye Twitch as well. We're going to go live only to YouTube for the rest of the show. So hopefully you've got the bus to YouTube by clicking that link. And we'll go back to Laurettes, who absolutely amazing stuff. We've got David Blair here, of course. We've got Cutchy Cash here as well. We've got Woo! Say it again.
Woo!
Woo!
Thanks, Mum.
Got great stuff. Reminds me of Saturday nights in the Trust when I worked at the National Piping Centre. We've got lovely. All I need is an open fire, says Mark McKinnon.
That's the vibe.
Round of applause from Petra. The Laurettes would go down a storm at the Tay-Bank in Dunkeld.
Well, we'll come. We'll be there. That's us. We will be there tomorrow.
And Alan says, brilliant. Alan's feeling more confident, even more confident about the ticket purchase that he just made to go and watch the virtual show, which is what we're here tonight, is to promote the virtual show. It's going to be an immersive experience with the 23 Immersive immersive experience. Click that link if you would like to do it. And like we said, we just showed a picture of it for anyone who's maybe just joining us. This is what the setup's like. It's multi-camera, high quality audio, and if you're quick, you can get your face on that screen so you can actually see live music face to face. What a brilliant idea, and well done to Room 2 for figuring out the technology to make that a reality. Amazing stuff for those guys. Cutchy, I know that we've got a little bit of technical issues going on, but I think we're going to. I think it's mainly to do with a delay between us. But I think if you play a song, it'll be fine. And I think you're up for it. Are you up for giving us a wee tune? A wee flavour of what to expect?
Cool. I don't know if you can hear me here. I'm having major difficulties here, to be honest. I'll go for a wee one off the album. The debut album, Not Cutchy, which is out now. Not Cutchy, because I'm Cutchy, not Cutchy. This is probably my favourite one off the album. It's called Sound Effects. We're just boys from the scheme, living the dream, so it would seem. And these boys that you must believe in, see what we're achieving. Sound effects are all that I'm hearing. Whoa, but success is just a frame of mind. You've gotta have love in the right place and time. Wasted days with all this confusion. If I am the problem, then I'm the solution. Oh, used to lie there in that procrastination station, hoping and praying to myself I was waiting. Take me back. Today's the nights that we spent together. The memories will last forever. Friday to Sunday and we're like whatever. Whoa, but success is just a frame of mind. You've gotta have luck in the right place and time. Wasted days with all this confusion. If I am the problem, then I'm the solution. Whoa, and we're going up known. We're coming down on our own. Whoa, and we're going up in places we've known. We're coming down on our own. Whoa, but success is just a frame of a mind. You've gotta have luck in the right place and time. Wasted days with all this confusion. If I am the problem, then I'm the solution. Oh. Cheers.
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. We are indeed powered by our patrons, and I just want to say thank you to Nicola and to Ian, who signed up to the Patreon today at patreon.com/you call that radio. None of this would be possible with you. The camera would not have been possible without you. The green screen would not have been possible without you. So thank you for helping us build the Hing. We're going to continue to keep reinvesting into the show, including getting myself into debt for a camera so that we can do things on the move. So You Call That Radio will be going into new, interesting locations over the summer, I hope, if we're allowed. We just watched an amazing performance from Cutchy Cash. We've got David Blair in the house. We've got the Laurettes here as well. And absolutely amazing performance there, Cutchy. And can I just have a look at the T-shirt, the Buckfast T-shirt?
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Boom.
Amazing T-shirt.
Sorry, there's a major delay on here, man. I don't know if you've seen that or heard that.
But you're sounding fine, man. Your songs
these are available right now. Links are in all my bios and all my socials. Amazing.
And I like that the fact that you're called, it's the album's called Cutchy, not Cutchy.
I can't hear you.
Right. Well, we'll come back because as far as performing goes, wise, it sounds amazing, man. It's just a bit quiet. So if anyone, when Cutch comes back on, we're going to get you back on for another wee tune in a wee minute. And when you do come back on, if anyone's watching, just turn your telly up because it sounds fine. I just had to turn the music up a little bit. We'll get Cutchy back in a little bit to play another song for us in a moment. I think we've got another tune coming from the Laurettes in a second as well. But I was just wanting to ask you, David Blair, lockdown tips, which is what we sometimes like to ask people on the show. I know that you've been going to nature and Vim Hoffing it in the cold. Yeah. I'm trying to psych myself up for the cold shower so I can prepare myself to get into the lochs as the springtime hits.
Yeah, I've been going feral. Last year, I think it was during the first lockdown. I'd just been stuck in for so long, and just as we were getting some nice weather at the end of April, I went to an undisclosed disused reservoir and had a lovely dip in that. Came out revitalised from that, and I was doing a fair bit of Monroe bagging and specifically selecting Monroes that had a loch next to them, whether that was a fresh or a sea loch. So every Monroe I was coming down from, I was just getting getting stripped down to the shorts, and then going in and soothing my aching muscles and bones and joints in the water, which was most enjoyable.
Well, I heard Jo went to go with you, and she says that you're quite competitive when it comes to sticking to, like, beating your time for climbing a Munro. So even though you're getting the real world and going involved in nature, you're still quite competitive. You want to climb that mountain faster than ever before.
Well, I don't know if I'd said that verbatim. I think what I'd said is, look, I'm not here for a leisurely stroll. But I want to be challenged, and I want to actually feel as if I'm pushing my muscles to, feeling as if I've had a good workout from it. I do like exercise when I can do it. Sadly, my back went fucked again. I've got a degenerative lower back problem, which is a bit of a mouthful. Lumbar spine facet joint irritation with sciatic and femoral nerve pain, and it's debilitating when it goes, and it went again on the 18th of November. And it was the worst one I've had because it didn't actually ease off until the middle of January. So that wasn't a pleasant 2 months, and really affected my mental health as well, because I still had to work through it and couldn't take time off, and I was just in a lot of pain every day, to the point where my GP's nurse getting my repeat prescription, she was just getting a bit concerned that I'd had cocodamol and naproxen on repeat so often that I might be getting a mild addiction to the opioid of cocodamol. But I just...
It could be a bit moreish. The painkillers can be a bit moreish. That is a very true statement. And,
yes.
And also, I suppose it's when you're limited, there's, the gyms are closed, and obviously you usually get a great workout from dancing around for Colonel Mustard and Dijon 5 and getting the crowd going, which you do an amazing job of. We've got some comments coming in from Cutchy's amazing performance there. What we got here, it was brilliant, said Alan. Love the Tay Bank, says Mendito. I've seen Dougie McLean play Didgeridoo in the Tay Bank beer garden. I think it says beer garden. I've never been at the Tay Bank, but I'm assuming they've got a beer garden, but that's a form of exercise, is running from bears as well. We've got Dougie and his daughter were regulars at the Tay Bank. And Lou says about Cutchy, love it, great voice. A round of applause from Petra. Excellent, says Alan. And John Rush is in the house. We were hoping we were going to get him on the show tonight, but maybe we can get him on next week. I know that he was busy tonight. But he says, loving the live tunes, gutted I ain't there, but I'd only bring the quality down. Not at all, John. Yeah, John, if you're wanting to come on the show before the 26th, because we've still got time, and we've got next week and the week after as well. So if John, if you fancy coming on the show and telling us about your music and maybe doing a wee song, that'd be amazing. And we've still got time. There's 2 weeks to go. But if you want to get a ticket, you should do it now, because if you want to get onto the virtual screen and be a part of music live stream history, then you need to be quick and get the tickets now, so you can go on that LED screen. And I'll put the link in the comments one more time for that. Laurettes,
yes.
Just got a little bit of background before you play your next song.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start performing live music? Is it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or was there a moment in time where you went, no, now I want to do it?
We've always really been into performance and singing.
Yep. I think when we look back on it, my main job's been a music teacher, and Lauren studied music at college as well, and I'd played in a band. This is just the kind of start of our wee story.
Like, our families are very musical.
Yeah.
So we always grew up with a party, and we thought, don't bring a party piece then.
Exactly.
You're not invited.
I played in a band called the Fandangos, and it was all kind of older local guys who were just absolutely brilliant, took me under their wing. But I was kind of thinking to myself, I want to go and play the songs that I like to play. And then I'd heard that Lauren had started playing the guitar, and Lauren was in school with me. I didn't know her that well.
We used to cross paths in school.
Yeah, we literally didn't look at each other. And then I said, do you want to come to my house for a jam?
And I said, no.
No, she didn't. She said yes. And that was 10 years ago. It's our 10-year anniversary. Our 11-year anniversary actually this year. And the rest is history. We had that jam, and we've been joined at the hip ever since. gigging all over the country.
Any of our gigs that we have, it's just a big night out for us.
It's a party all the time, yeah. That's it.
It's always good fun. So
you might hear us that's all we say. We just love a party.
We just love it.
So
Can you imagine what's the party going to be like after all of this shit is done?
It's going to be...
it's a question I've been asking people. So imagine they announce tomorrow there's a big press conference. We've found a cure, everything's fine, but we found the virus, killed it at its source, it's finished, the virus is over. We also have given Laurettes permission to book a venue and have the first party. What venue would you book and what acts would you book for that party?
Battery Park's right outside my house. It's the biggest park in our town.
Biggest speakers, we'll have castles, we'll have bloody face
buckaroos.
Buckaroo.
Face paints.
We'll have...
And the Colonel Mustards will be playing as well. Cutchy Cash there. It'll be a park. Unicorns everywhere.
Every single where.
We have actually already discussed doing that with our local council, to be honest with you. It won't be, God knows how many years that'll be, but that's the plan. As soon as we're allowed gatherings, it could be 2025, but we're going to take over literally our big local park and get everybody together and just have a big massive festival.
There's a whole online thing we've got at the moment with Inverclyde. Like everybody is scammed.
Can you talk a lot about that? The Inverclyde group, I'm actually a member of that and it's doing some amazing work. Can we have a wee plug to that and talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's just the group we were talking about earlier on that we started during lockdown to bring the community together, to give everybody something to do.
Raise funds
for the NHS. We delivered phone. We just basically went, any money that we got in, we asked the nurses and staff what they needed, and we went on to Amazon, got it delivered up.
Because a lot of the funding was to do with the whole NHS, but we wanted to particularly do it for our local IRH because we know a lot of people, we know a lot of frontline staff that were working, a lot of our friends and family, and we just got in contact with them. So it was every day, and we're like, what do you need?
Yep. We sent phones, we sent tea sets for them to have when families come in.
Pajamas.
Loads of pajamas went up, that's right.
Ice bowls and food for the
booker. We went up and spent about £1,000 worth just for even treats and ice lollies and things, because the weather was really hot in the summer. People donated ice lollies, we dropped them up. Just every day we were up at the door of the hospital, and it was we were the point, and we took it from the whole community up to just help everyone.
Everybody mucked in. It was
really special. It was amazing.
Very proud where you live.
We're proud to be for Greenock. And I know that comedian on Susie's Cellar was slagging us the other day, but she's from Greenock. But it's a good place to be from, a good hearty town. I'm very proud to be from Inverclyde.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, Greenock is absolutely beautiful. And anyone who says anything against Greenock is just jealous as far as I'm concerned. It's just sheer jealousy. So what have you got? I think you've got one more song for us lined up. And
we've got a
few to introduce it and go for it.
Yeah.
This, we actually performed, we've got a lot of Scottish songs that we learned, well, we've already had them, but for Burns Day in particular, Lorette and I went down to my local beach just down the road. As you do, because we've done quite a lot of outdoor gigs at beaches, and that's what people have been enjoying. So we've got right into that. And this one, how do you even?
So we're doing a live feed, just a wee half hour of all Burns songs, and we're playing this next one that we're going to play, which is Charlie As My Darling. And the only way I can describe it is Jack Sparrow slash Wee Willie Winky appeared from nowhere.
It was like the ghost of Robbie Burns past.
Down like that. He was like, "Hello, I'm doing a live gig. Play me a song." A bottle
of port red wine. Bottle of wine and he was hopping. Brown bag.
He was hopping over all the
rocks.
And then what did he started reciting poetry. Matt McGinn, something to do with the butcher, and it was quite violent, but it was amazing, and he was absolutely hammered. So we'll take that every time we play this song. We will remember that story. It was like something off a film.
Done the full set, and then this wee guy comes over like that. Oh, I'll recite a poem for you, lassies. What? Are you a ghost?
Are you Robert Burns?
I think we've had enough to drink on it, but no, it was real.
Anyway, that's where we
story.
This is Charlie As My Darling.
If you're watching, wee guy, if you're real.
And this is about the promiscuous laddies and the Healings. That's us. I can move over a bit actually on this one. 2, 3. It was on a Monday morning, right early in the year.
When Charlie came to our town, the young Chevalier. Oh, Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling, the young Chevalier. As he was walking down the streets, the city far to fear. Oh, there he spied a bonny lass, the wind it began through. Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling, the young Chevalier. So Lighty jumped up the stairs and tell her at the pin. And why said Lady put herself to let the laddie in? And Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling, the young Chevalier. He sat his Jenny on his knee, all in his Highland dress. Golly well, he can't wait to please a Highland lass. And Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling, the young Chevalier. Twas up yon heathery mountain and down yon scroggy glen. We daren't gang a milking for Charlie and all of his men. Oh, Charlie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Charlie is my darling, the young Chevalier.
Brothers and sisters.
Is that you, Daniel? Are you before me?
You call that radio?
Hello? Yes, this is Dog.
Yeah, love respect in the day, I respect to the man like Mark. They love what the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. Come and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just go with the flow. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just go with the flow. Till you Mr. Mark, now go bend down low. Till you Mr. Mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Come and say don't you be another man, I'll go lose your head. Say don't you be another, me say and lose the head. Me say radio, radio. Call that a radio, radio. Straight from out of Glasgow, Glasgow. Straight from out of Glasgow, Glasgow. Nice enough on the studio, studio. Come and say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just go with the flow. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just go with the flow. Till you Mr. Mark, now go bend down low. Till you Mr. Mark, now go bend down low. No radio, radio. You call that the radio, radio.
If you don't really know what's going on, there's a show that also doesn't know what's going on. Call that radio TV. You call that radio. Call that radio TV. You call that radio TV.
TV, as you call that radio TV. The show is powered by our patrons. No adverts, no sponsors, no funding. Thank you to the patrons who make it happen. Patreon.com/you call that radio. Thank you for helping us build the thing. We're going to have a big mad raffle very soon again to give you some prizes. Maybe we can ask David Blair if he'll give away a ticket to the show tonight on the 26th of February. Could that,
Yes.
is that a real thing? Can we give away a prize like that?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Amazing. Okay, so we're going to be doing a raffle very soon. If you sign up to the Patreon, you might win it, but to you might as well just buy a ticket as well and support the thing, because David Blair, this is if this goes well, there will be more, and if it doesn't go well, then there might not be another one ever again.
This is true. We've came into it as a kind of a cooperative agreement to make it as successful as possible. So without the will of the other guys, the Laurettes, Lauren, Lynette, John and Cutchy and Andy, then it wouldn't be happening. So many thanks to them as well. And obviously the more support we get, the better. That allows us to cover our costs. It's not cheap to do it. So that's the first goal. None of us are actually doing it to, well, if we make money, that's the bonus. But we're not doing it to make obscene amounts of money. That's first and foremost. We want to just get back to the musicians playing live in front of people and putting on some kind of event that people can interact with and enjoy from the comfort of their own home, which is legal, safe and workable.
Absolutely, man. And let's go back to the Laurettes just for a second, because lots of great comments coming in for you guys. Also, shouts to Andy Anderson, who did reply earlier on. I missed that. He says, thank you for the kind words. No bother at all, Andy. You're a legend. You're deserving of any kind words that the people give you. And we've got the John McAlindon's in the house. He says, the Colonel himself says, all sounding brilliant, guys. Well done. A legend who won the last raffle, who was proudly sporting his raffle-winning T-shirt, is Danny, who says, Greenock is sounding amazing. Isn't it just? We've got Gary Henderson in the house. We've got
Reggie, your friend from last time. That's right. He's lovely.
Tam's been on 3 buses so far. Brilliant time in them all. So, yeah, Tam got the bus from Facebook to Twitch and then get the bus from Twitch to YouTube. Welcome to your final destination, which is here. And shout outs to Tam and the Adams family, who are all dealing with the loss of an absolute legend. Jim Adams, his brother, who sadly passed away last year. We'll need to get a wee tribute on the go for Jim, because what an amazing guy he was. Yeah. And he's left us with some amazing memories of, like, there's a DVD I'm trying to find that he actually filmed the Mugstock gig we did when it was in the pissing rain. We were on the main stage outside. It was about 10 o'clock at night in the pissing rain, and luckily Jim has filmed it. So I'm going to find that DVD. And we've got Lou saying, we will donate to the raffle again, Mark. I'll PM you near the time. Joe says, fuddled my way through buying ticket. Another ticket buyer. Give it up to him. We can. And
I wonder who he goes.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, he's decided after hearing the music tonight that he's going to do it. Also, Paul says that Cutchy needs to get an El Dorado themed T-shirt to sell down Greenock.
Absolutely. El Dorado.
Yeah, they do need a theme. And also on the subject of Greenock, I used to have a flatmate from Greenock who used to always sing, is it Jay-Z song, New York, but he used to change the words to Greenock, and he'd go, in Greenock. Have you heard this done before, or was that just something that he invented in his own mind?
I think it was just your pal.
We're going to start doing it.
We're going to start doing it now.
Yeah, no, just please do rip him off, man. Please do rip him off. He ripped off Jay-Z. I mean, I think it's Jay-Z's lawyers I need to worry about than his lawyers. I've got Alan's enjoying it. We've got we've got John McKinley in the house, another legend who films some of the best upcoming artists. Shouts to John McKinley. Lou says, I climbed Nevis a couple of years ago. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. The buzz you get at the summit is indescribable.
Lou, I'm aiming to climb Ben Nevis for the second time in June. So if we're allowed, then it would be good to organise a wee heading up the highest mountain in the British Isles party.
We'll come.
We're up for it. We love Ben Nevis. We took over
for. I could bring the new camera. I've just got into debt for this new camera, and the reason I got it was so I could film content that's not just me sitting in a room talking to people. So, and also I'm quite scared of heights as well. So it could be fun to for me to do that, because I don't think I would enjoy it. I'm not.
We do it.
As you know, I'm quite an active person. I'm always going about doing things, but since lockdown, I've not really been moving as much as I would. So I'll be unfit and terrified, which it's got to be worth supporting the Patreon for. We've got Lee Boyce, who's up for it. We went to a Nevis party.
Yes.
There ain't no party like a Nevis party, that's for sure. Honestly.
With Eldorado.
Eldorado and Bucky. There we go.
You're laughing.
It sounds like a good place to be. And I think we're ready to go live to Cutchy Cash, who is about to play another song. There's a slight delay technical issue, but it sounds fine, guys. If it gets a bit quiet, just turn your volume up and then remember to turn it down at the end of the song. It's the legendary Cutchy Cash. Take it away, mate.
So I'm going to play the song that inspired this t-shirt. This was a wee song that started it all off for me. It's about the first love in my life, aka Buckfast Tonic Wine. Sing along if you know the words. Started off as a Friday night romance. Will you touch my lips and make me want to dance? I've tried to stay away from you more than once, but your sweet seductive taste has me in a trance. Oh, sometimes I think that I'm above you, and all times I hate how much I love you. Grab you by the neck and I put you to my lips. Oh, you taste so sweet and you get me out my tits. Golden top and the body of bottle green, together forever we really are some team. If you know, you know, and I know you know what I mean. Well, let's not drift apart, you've been mine since I was 18. Oh, sometimes I think that I'm above you, and other times I hate how much I love you. Grab you by the neck and I put you to my lips. Oh, you taste so sweet and you get me out my tits. Shake it till we can set that sweetness free. Always knew that you were the one for me. I've tried the rest, you're the best, and now I see. No matter what anyone says, I know it's meant to be. Oh, sometimes I think that I'm above you. And all times I hate how much I love you. Grab you by the neck and I put you to my lips. Oh, you taste so sweet and you get me out my tits. Oh, you taste so sweet and you get me out my tits. Oh, you taste so sweet and you get me out my tits. Out my tits. Cheers. Yes.
You call that radio?
You call that radio?
What back to the people who hated on me?
Right, and then I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute.
That's mad, isn't it?
Is this a Netflix thing?
It's actually a podcast.
What the fuck's a podcast?
You know, it's kind of like a radio show.
Oh, that radio!
Yeah.
And is there a way we can do something like that?
I couldn't help it.
By injection inside or
Yeah, I think so, because I think just paint in general, because I think like my poem is in my painting.
No, cut. Cutchy Cash, amazing stuff, and you can.
What a laugh! It was great.
It's Facebook is where. Well, I mean, Facebook, man, you're up to 19K. Facebook, man, is that the best way for people to keep up to date with what it is you're doing?
It's about 19K likes, about 22K followers, but it's as many people get involved as possible. That's what it's all about. Social media is social media. You want to be out there playing in front of people. We can't do that. COVID as a asshole But these gigs, like your immersive TV gig, that's the way forward for now. Can I just say, by the way, I got myself on TikTok recently, and it's done all right. It's done no bad at all. The Laurettes, get yourselves on TikTok if he's on there already, because your tunes there you were playing would absolutely kick off on TikTok, 100%. So I'm on all the socials. If you've no got, cheers.
Well, that's the thing about TikTok for me personally is that I can't be arsed starting another one. No, another one, you know, because I'm like trying to run a million different things on the social medias that exist already. But I would actually agree with Cutchy that the Laurettes right now, there's never been a better time for you to be on there, because it's the sea shanties are killing it.
Aye, absolutely, yeah. No, totally. We when we realised how viral that guy's one had gone, we were like, what? We've been doing sea shanties for bloody years. But yeah,
and
anyway.
Airdrie Boy as well. Airdrie Boy. Shout out to Airdrie.
Absolutely.
I know it's a rival territory for you, Cutchy, but you know, it's good on him. Joe McCann says, forgot about the volume and literally shatter. Sorry about that. The volume does change. Superb, says Alan. Round of applause from Petra and laughing faces. And brilliant, Cutchy. I personally hate the taste of Buckfast. It's too sweet for me, but I can see the appeal for that Buckfast anthem. I'll put a link in the comments to the tickets here, which is immersive.ticketspice.com/23-promotions-presents. Oh God, I shouldn't have read that all. The link's in the comments. Click that shit. I'll put it in the comments again. Joe's not up for TikTok, but I don't think it's for everyone. Superb. So Laurettes, what have we got coming up in the future? Obviously, we've got the big gig coming up. But what is the plan? Apart from the big gig in the future, are you working on material? Can people expect releases from you, even if COVID continues to be a bastard?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We've got a few tricks up our sleeve. They're in the kind of rehearsal process and bringing them to the table. So we need to get them recorded and get them out there, because loads of people keep messaging saying, "Have you got a CD?" So yeah, that's basically our aim. We're hoping to have some stuff out by the summertime at the latest. So we're setting ourselves a deadline.
And then Facebook, is that the best place to keep up? I've got Facebook.com.
Yeah, that's our Facebook and Instagram as well. If you just search the Laurettes on Instagram or Facebook, that's our two main places that you can catch us. And can quite often every few weeks we do a wee live feed. We like to go somewhere with a nice scenery and set up, and we take requests and stuff. So that's been really popular. We've been getting about 50-60k hits on those videos, which has been great. Audiences have been big and just good fun, makes you feel connected. So we'll hopefully be doing one of them before we do the immersive gig. And at the immersive gig we'll be launching our own original stuff as well for the first.
Am I right in saying that you went to like some beautiful place to play a song, but it was too cold?
We've got finger.
We're that committed to giving you a good view at the background of us. We're absolutely
frozen. It gets to the point where you actually cannot move your fingers anymore. So we're excited for the summer to come in, and we'll bring it on. I know
we done a the violin went.
That's right, because the cold changes the wood on a violin, and I was playing and all the strings just uncurled and went.
We'll call it a day. We'll go home now.
I also want to congratulate you on being only the second ever guest to have emojis after your name.
Hey,
that's the only second guest to do it. I didn't even know you could do that until fairly recently. So well done on doing that. Cutchy, how we've already talked about. You know, Facebook is the best place for you just now, but you're also doing it on TikTok. You've got the album out. What's the best place for people to get the album?
Best place is your usual, your Spotify, iTunes. It's on YouTube and all, but go and download it, go and stream it. That's better. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well. You name it. But Spotify and iTunes to listen to tunes. New stuff coming this year. The plan was to do a single January, February, March, April, and then the album in May. COVID's messed that up. So the first single I think is going to be start of March, and then we'll see what happens after that. So buzzing for the future.
Amazing stuff, man. You should be. You've done amazing. Like, I've got so much love for artists who obviously just can't write or don't have the technical ability to do anything right now. But it warms my heart to see people still putting the graft in and making music and stuff like that. So well done to the pair of yous. David Blair, I was just thinking, if you could just maybe give us a little bit of one last sales pitch, why people should buy the tickets. And also maybe we could end with a John Rush song since he couldn't make it tonight to give people a flavour of that. So if you tell me a John Rush video that's on YouTube that we can maybe finish with.
Well, let's line up John's Golden Green video, which was filmed in the Barrowland Ballroom. We had two amazing old school ballroom dancers came in. Shout out to Pat McGuckin from the Wolves, whose girlfriend Rachel, it was her mum and partner Patricia and Peter. So they came down from Dunfermline for the shoot in the Barrowland, which was actually just about a year ago. Big Neil McKenzie, legend in the music scene as well, and his partner Rachel Ann Clark from Keep It Creative, they done the video for us and they done an amazing job with the lighting and stuff, and you'll see the video. So last sales pitch for the gig. We do believe that this is going to be, unless anybody can tell us otherwise, the very first of its kind, fully interactive, immersive television gig in the UK, quite possibly the world. I'm willing to be corrected on that. So please, if you want to do what you do best, supporting musicians, helping the music community. We've got some amazing musicians playing it to kick it off. They need the help and support. We need the help and support. There's crew in room 2 getting paid, doing what they're doing on the day and keeping us all safe and abiding by the rules as well. So, invest your £10. There's less than half of the 100 interactive tickets left. The other ticket options are just £8 for the one-way stream, or buy it at your leisure. If you've got friends, family abroad or whatever, or you're tuning in from abroad. I know Mark has some international viewers, then
we're international, man. We go all the way
all over
to Inverness. You know what I mean? We're international.
All over. So let's keep music alive, people.
Let's do that. And it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to all you guys. I've got one more last questions for the Laurettes, which will either be an interesting one or an anticlimax, but I'll ask it anyway. Did the Laurettes used to be called the Clarettes? I remember seeing girls singing with Jamie Riley and Jamie Coleman years ago.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, we did. We had our friend Claire that
played. On, it's a triple whammy name drop. He said name drop. Sorry, it's a rule we've got in this show.
The name drop.
You call that radio?
Sorry, that was rude to cut you off in the middle of your answer.
That's
but
all right.
yeah. To the people that watch
the long and short of it is yes, we did backing vocals for Jamie Riley. The three of us. That was when that was a good wee party era. But yeah, it
hence
was
the name, because it was Claire, Lauren, Lynette.
Yep, and that was us. So that's us. The big shout out to Claire. They were good days as well. Good fun times. But yeah, that was correct.
It's a real thing, John McKinley. Well done. You're more knowledgeable. You always surprise me with more knowledge, John McKinley. John Sloan says, "Evening all, late again." Hello, David.
Well, Johnny,
you're actually quite late tonight, Johnny, because it's the end of the show. But you can watch it back on that YouTube. And if you are watching YouTube, just please hit the big red subscribe button, because it's the stats say that only 40% of our viewers even subscribe, which is weird. So hit the big red button if you're watching, and the notification bell to stay up to date with the rest of stuff that's coming up. We have an amazing guest on tomorrow. We're booked right up to March right now, but we do have an amazing guest tomorrow I want to tell you about. It's Stevie Creed, the Brooklyn Scotsman, who one day was a Scottish boxer, and he woke up and then he became a Brooklyn rapper. An incredible story. It's probably on iPlayer if you want to check that out. And he's on the show tomorrow night at 7:00. And also, watch Gail Porter's show from earlier on today. Absolute legend. She was on You Call That Radio this afternoon. Go and check that out. We also had Melissa Kelly and Maluska Vita last night live from Bristol. Check those shows out on YouTube if you've not already. And thanks to everyone who's supporting the show. We're going to end with John Rush, who is also playing this immersive gig that we've been talking about and we're promoting all night. It's on the 26th of February. Tell us about John Rush, David Blair.
John is an amazing singer, songwriter, guitarist, tinkles the ivories as well. Just a beautiful voice. Kind of musically reminds me of it's in between David Gray, Ray LaMontagne, wee bit of Paolo Nutini in there as well. He's Paisley Brogue singing with the native accent coming through as well. The next song that he's about to release on the 26th for this gig, actually, Baby It's True, it's you, Baby It's You. He gave me a wee preview listen to it. I was in the car, I was in between shifts and having a wee bit of a down day, I suppose, but the lyrics were quite resonant with lockdown and stuff, and it was actually that beautiful it made me cry. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. And this is an amazing song as well. If I see the Barrowland in here now coming up, I'm probably going to have a wee weep to myself as well. I'm missing the place so much.
Oh my God, we missed the Barrowlands. We missed the Barrowlands. Hopefully it's not too long until we can get back to the bars, man. And thank you very much, Cutchy, the Laurettes, David Blair. I can't wait for your show on the 26th of February. The link is in the comments, guys.
Thank you.
Go and support it. And we're going to end with a tune from the other act who's on the bill that night. It's the amazing John Rush. Hopefully we'll get him on the show before the 26th. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow for Stevie Creed.
Little angel came down today, said everything was gonna be okay, and all her dreams were bathed in her little pools of gold and green. You know I never even caught her name. Smiles glistened as we listened to the summer breeze, slowly slipping off her crown, telling fables of all the people that she wished to meet. I knew she'd get me there somehow, till I'd say, kiss me, kiss me while there's no one else around. Hold me, hold me, but I'll only let you down. When we was able, man, we were able as we'd ever be, as we sailed from cloud to cloud, dawning faces on little patchworks of memories. But then we fall without a sound, till I'd say, kiss me, kiss me while there's no one else around. Hold me, hold me, but I'll only let you down.
How do we educate our children to take their place in the economies of the 21st century? How do we do that, given that we can't anticipate what the economy will look like at the end of next week? Every country on Earth is trying to figure out how do we educate our children so they have a sense of cultural identity and so that we can pass on the cultural genes of our communities while being part of the process of globalization. How do we square that circle?
Strange mood of our time.
You call that radio?
Makes coherent sense.